Meanwhile, at airports across the country, air traffic controllers are still required to show up for work, even though they are not receiving paychecks. This is putting additional strain on a system that was already dealing with staffing shortages before the shutdown.
Yeah, for much more on that, let's bring in investigative reporter Dan Krauth.
This is supposed to be the time of the year when they take a deep breath. They just survived the busy summer travel season and just ahead of the busy holiday season. But that's not the case, as this week they missed their first full paycheck and they're now concerned about more than just work.
You're seeing impacts of this shutdown on our airspace, and that means travelers are delayed, travelers are canceled. It has real problems.
After an airline meeting at the White House this afternoon, their transportation secretary says the shutdown's already creating problems for air travel.
So controllers like to be in control. They like to plan. They do not thrive in uncertainty.
No one knows the skies above the tri-state better than Michael McCormick. He's the former vice president of the FAA, and he used to manage all of New York City's airspace.
The New York metropolitan area is the busiest, most complex air traffic control environment in the world.
He says air traffic controllers already face a significant amount of work stress. On top of that, they're normally short-staffed, and many are working overtime to fill the gaps. Now they're facing personal stress, worried about their finances.
You want to have a controller that is working, that is completely focused on what is going on in the air traffic control environment, and not have that cloud hanging over the head about how am I going to afford to pay my son's tuition for this semester.
The Department of Transportation says staffing issues have been responsible for 5% of flight delays so far this year. This past Sunday, that number jumped up to 44%. The numbers could grow worse as the budget standoff continues.
That makes the system less safe. And then the only way to make it safe is to reduce the number of aircraft in it.
Plus, the shutdown's affecting their ability to recruit new controllers for the 3,000 open positions, especially in the tri-state area.
Part of it is the challenge of certifying to become a control in that area, and part of it is the higher cost of living. Controllers can go somewhere else in the country, make the same amount of money.
Controllers cannot hop from airport to fill the gaps. They're trained to work at a specific location. As the shutdown continues, the one thing they say they will not compromise is safety. Instead, they'll reduce the number of flights taking off and landing at airports with staffing issues.
They're continuing to be short-staffed, they're continuing to work long hours, and then they have that additional stressor on top of it where they don't know when, how often, or how much they're going to get paid.
After today's meeting at the White House, there was a lot of finger pointing as to who was responsible for the shutdown, Republicans or Democrats. But at the end of the day, it's the everyday workers who are being impacted. When it comes to these controllers, it's especially the new ones who don't make high salaries, and their rent is due this weekend.
Yeah,
Terrible situation.
It really is, and it's hopefully going to end at some point very soon.
Hopefully, we will be reporting that event soon.
All right, Dan,
great.
thank you.
Thank you.